saying. Now, emotions follow action. That's what they say. Now, you should know that by now, attitude is everything.
Yeah, what we have for you this morning is the right content, the right attitude, and the right vibe, a little bit of emotions in it.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring you the very best today.
We need you to comment for the next, to commit really, for the next 2 hours, 45 minutes. And you're going to be spending it with us, with all of us right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Now, so good morning to you. Welcome to the show. This is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Yomi, Owope.
And I'm Titilayo, Oyinsan. It's absolutely great to be back, people. Yes, and we'd love for you to stay right there with us throughout the show. If you need to move around, just stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv or on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yeah, we got lots of comments yesterday. People sending in their nicknames while they were back in school.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, lots of comments.
Okay.
So if you want to keep sending comments today, we'll probably look for another assignment to give you, like homework assignment to our viewers.
Speaking of homework, school for kids. Wow, like parents are doing homework right now, trying to teach their kids.
It's terrible.
That's another thing
They
we
should
need to
pay
talk
parents. School should pay parents this term for doing their job. Anyway, our app is available for download, so go ahead and download it on the Android and iOS stores as well.
Yes, indeed. You can watch us from any of your mobile devices from anywhere in the world. And we're going to tell you a little bit about what's happening on today's show.
Yes, indeed. Some inspiration this morning.
Yeah.
We're going to be having Daily Vulnerable from Chude.
That's going to start us off.
And Chef Belinda is back with another kitchen escapade. This time is all about black soup.
Wow, woo. I don't think I know how to make that.
Black soup.
I'm going to be learning that one today. Then we have Collins Nwagugu, social entrepreneur and tech innovator. He's going to be joining us on the tech segment to discuss digital education in Africa and how ready we are for it.
Now, AMVC award-winning actor Gregory Ejiofor is going to be joining us via Skype this morning for a chat.
Then, of course, you know on Thursdays we love to focus on the arts. And it's beauty with hyper-realistic visual arts. It's going to be the artist Taiwo Isimi coming on. He's also known as Isimism, apparently.
I love it. Look at this. Look at this realistic realism that is really good. Looking forward to talking to him. Now, our Instagram will be the place to be very shortly, as we will be hosting Jim Ike on a live chat. Get on it if you can. It's going to be really, really good. Jim Ike on the show today.
5 hit-filled comments.
Jim Ike,
All right.
action man. So Jim Ike is an action guy. So
Okay.
looking forward to talking to him.
By the time I was introduced to Jim Ike as an actor, I was introduced to the lover boy side of Jim Ike. The action,
Yeah, he's an
Jim
action
Ike
guy now.
then. I wasn't really familiar with that particular one.
Anyway, so welcome back.
Oh, thank
Sissy.
you.
We've
Really?
been holding forth for you.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so
Has it been good?
it's been good. It's
Yeah?
been good. We always encourage all our viewers, keep active. It's one of the most important thing. It gets your juices flowing. It also keeps your mood up.
Now,
So as long as you keep active, whether it's cleaning the house, going upstairs and coming downstairs, taking a walk, whatever it is that you can do, just keep active. Don't just lay in the bed for hours because
true.
Yeah.
True. But then again, I think people got to rest for over the first few days. They actually got full rest. All that sleep that they've been deprived for years, they got that. And now they're coming out of their shells a bit. But the muscle everybody needs to flex now is their brain. Because especially if you have kids, young people around, this education online thing, even just doing the application, finding out the applications to use, getting text, everything is very, very, what's that word? Should I say intellectually stimulating?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say stressful. It's just stimulating.
It could be stressful. Lots of parents are complaining. So there are some schools that have perfected this online classroom thing, so the kids can sit down and take instructions online. But there are some other schools that are dumping all the work on the parents. So which is not good at all. So you can't just dump a bunch of PowerPoints, 30-page PowerPoints and assignments on parents.
It's not gonna work.
And then parents are sitting there for 6 hours and doing your job as a school. So you should have planned before this time. We had a whole month to do this. So parents, the school should have been able to do it properly.
So I know that there are quite a few apps that are being used that have been in existence for years, but suddenly those guys are making some money, you know?
Yeah,
So schools are using apps that are sort of like interactive apps where you can put in assignments, you can respond to questions, you can throw a question out to the whole class and the whole class has to answer and the teacher can receive all the answers. And many of these apps are free for parents and students to download, but then the schools have to pay.
Right.
To use the application. So, you know, I think the schools really do need to go the extra mile and get these things sorted out.
Really good. I mean, this is the time when if you're asking for school fees, then if you're not going to be paying for the resources to run the school generator and all of that, so move some of that resources to some technology so that, you know, the children can actually have a way to properly run their classes, you know, as opposed to just dumping all the work on the parents.
Speaking of, there's a hashtag that's been trending, that 21K USD.
Oh yeah, I saw that
video. Goodness, we will talk about that a bit later. But we have to take the news update right now. Contrary to reports that County Hospital Lagos is one of the clinics closed by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) due to the coronavirus pandemic, a visit by TVC News crew has shown that clinical activities are still ongoing there. Senior correspondent Sharon Ijason has details on this report.
There were reports circulating on social media that the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) shut 6 hospitals in Lagos. One of these is County Hospital in Ogba, Lagos. But when TVC News crew visited the clinic, officials of the hospital said they have not come in contact with any COVID-19 patient to warrant shutdown of the operations.
It's been everywhere since yesterday till now. We've not slept. We've not all of us, not just me, from calls from families, friends, relatives all over the world that we are treating COVID-19 patients in county and that we are shut down. Well, reliably, I'm telling you now that county also is not having any COVID-19 patient on admission, and we are not shut down. We are functioning in full capacity. No private hospital is allowed to treat COVID-19 patient, but that a COVID patient had come to your hospital can only be proven after a test has been done with NCDC center using a PCRO test. You know?
Whoever is behind this fake news, the person's aim is to create panic, okay, so that persons, especially our customers, will become afraid and stay away from county hospital this period. So it is not true, it is fake news. Then what we want to tell our customers and the general public is that they should disregard that news. We have not had any single case of COVID-19.
Hospitals reported to have suspended operations for weeks as a result of coronavirus have confirmed these via press statements. They include St. Edward's Hospital, Premier Specialist Hospital, Verdict Life Care Hospital, and St. Nicholas Hospital. Since the lockdown order by the federal government, a lot of misinformation have been in circulation. An act the Presidential Task Force has warned against at several fora.
To reduce the spread of coronavirus pandemic, everyone has to stay at home as much as possible, practicing physical distancing, reducing trips for groceries, medication, and other essential items to at least once a week might be some of the steps that can be taken to flatten the curve. Sharon Ijason, TVC News, Lagos.
The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has promised to ensure that all Nigerians are reached on palliatives and cash intervention made available by the government. Speaking on Tuesday at the daily briefing by the task force team in Abuja, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Sadiya Farouk, said with the processes put in place, she is convinced that all households will be reached within a short period. She called for understanding by Nigerians as her team are being meticulous with their compilation.
We want to really focus on digitalizing this process. So we're using the BVN through the bank accounts, as well as mobile phone networks to identify these poor and vulnerable people in the society. That's going to be faster, and there's going to be transparency and accountability. The process involved is a very, very tedious process where all critical stakeholders in the community are involved, the community leaders, and the faith-based organizations, the leaders, the youth, the women leaders in that particular community.
The Lagos State government has begun to fulfill her promise of assisting victims of the Abule Ado gas explosion to return to their feet. The deputy governor of the state presented a check of 2.5 million naira to 8 of them today. Correspondent Ademola Lawrence reports.
15th of March 2020 will forever be remembered in Lagos State, especially to the people of Soba Town in Abule Ado. The gas explosion, which killed more than 15 people, left many homeless and destroyed many property. To help rehabilitate the area, the Lagos State launched a 2 billion naira relief package, which the state immediately donated 250 million naira, while the Nigeria's Governor Forum donated 200 million naira.
We could have done this a bit earlier.
Lagos State has brought these victims here to fulfill a promise of wiping their tears.
It's a demonstration of this, and it is to remind you that you are in our thoughts, even as the committee, that is the Emergency Relief Committee, continues its work towards the eventual normalizing of life in the community. It is my prayer that Almighty God will grant you the fortitude to bear the heavy loss.
The check, which was presented to them by the Deputy Governor of the state, who acknowledged that the area will go through rehabilitation and that government is making sure life return back to normal.
Majority of the fully affected buildings are directly opposite ground zero. That should never happen. So it seems so we have to replan the whole place. So maybe those properties should actually back the building, and then the distance is a bit away. So physical planning is working on that. When they finish, we'll be able to go there. So the most important thing is to really plan that community.
One of the victims who collected the checks on behalf of others says the gesture by the Lagos State is a sign that the government cares despite what the state is facing in terms of COVID-19.
There is no monetary equivalent to any human life. It's a step to show that, okay, we are aware of what happened and we have feelings for human lives.
Life may have been so hard for the victims that money may not really soothe the pain, but government, through its gesture, provided a shoulder to lean on in this trying time. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.
And that's it on the news update for this hour. Sports news is happening right after this break.
We're going to be taking a look at the papers, and TT is right beside me now to start with.
Yes, I have the Guardian newspaper with me first, and it says Northern governors begin expulsion of Almajiris over coronavirus. States close Quranic schools. Katsina receives 435 Almajiris from Kano. Kaduna returns 40 to Kebbi. Senator seeks federal government's help for Kano on COVID-19. The story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 6. In the photo story there, you can see a well-spaced out seating arrangement there at as Gombe State Governor Yahaya meets with traditional rulers, religious leaders or secretaries to local government areas in the fight against the spread of COVID-19 in Gombe yesterday. It also says how oil subsidy removal may create more problems for Nigerians. Stakeholders query role of PEF and suggest ways to make policy work. At the bottom of the page here, it says why COVID-19 cases are rising by the Presidential Task Force. El-Rufai recovers, says, I won't wish my enemy to contract COVID-19. Nigeria gets first journalist testing positive for coronavirus. And herbal lockdown of COVID-19, solution to pandemic? And that's the question there on science and health pages, all on the cover of The Guardian.
All right, let's check out The Nation with the headline. Governors okay interstate lockdown for 2 weeks. Wow, so no end in sight yet to this lockdown issue. So that's going to be happening. And then a few riders regarding this. Extension of stay-at-home will lead to youth restiveness, says Ayade. And over here, 91 new cases push tally to 873 in Nigeria. And then inside, Ekiti records first death. Adamawa State gets index case. Kano Test Center reopens. Oyo Task Force, UCH in partnership. Kano to relax lockdown for shopping. Edo extends market sensitization. Kaduna makes face mask a must. Chinese medics to be tested. 3 Ogun cases are Togo returnees, and Borno records second death. And then movement of coronavirus patients banned. And cases rising because of door-to-door testing. And Tinubu, Obi, Mon, Anumudu, and NDDC's forensic audit at critical stage. And then over here we have the breakdown of COVID-19 global cases. Globally right now we are at over 2.6 million cases with deaths around 182,000, and then recovered, and this is a large number, 714,000 plus. And then in Nigeria we have 873 cases. Deaths stand at 28. Recoveries stand at 197. And to round off the cover of The Nation this morning, El-Rufai relieves battle against virus. Outrage as governor bars reporters from Government House. And that's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
I also have the Punch newspaper here. And it says evacuation, 72 Nigerians, 111 other Africans in China test positive. Lagos health worker dies in Ekiti, 78 persons isolated. Governors agree on 2-week interstate lockdown. Kano stops tests. At the top of the page here, it says telcos battle congestion, suspend porting, seek spectrum sharing. So I think that word porting means, I guess, changing from one network to the other.
Yeah.
So they've suspended that. Interesting. Umahi under fire as governor slams Government House journalists with life ban. Rising inflation signifies tougher times ahead, according to LCCI, NECA, and ASBON. Federal government to repatriate 60 Nigerians freed from Tanzanian prisons. Moving to the bottom of the page here, it says oil crash may warrant production halt, says NNPC. Lagos probes woman's death during childbirth after punches report. And police apprehend Abidjan returnees in Ibadan. I'll wrap it with this one. 3 new cases are Togo returnees intercepted at the border, according to Ogun State. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
All right, let's check out the Vanguard this Thursday morning. COVID-19 governors opt for 2-week interstate lockdown and insist decentralization of response. Better way to curb spread. Extending lockdown will be catastrophic for Nigeria, says Ayadi. And Lagos records 74 new cases as confirmed cases rise to 873. Governor El-Rufai recovers, makes wearing mask compulsory in Kaduna. And NGE, NUJ, Serap react as Umahi bars Vanguard, the Sun's reporters from Government House for life. Oh my goodness. Is he going to be there for life as a governor? And then Abule Ado explosion victims get 2.5 million naira each from Lagos government. And that's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
And that's how we wrap it up on the headlines and the dailies for this hour. There's still quite a bit to come after this break.
Yeah, there's a mood that you need to attain before you can write songs like that.
Yeah, there's just a place you need to be.
Yeah,
you
need to bring on that mood.
Yeah, there's a certain level you need to get to, especially
by getting through lots of leaves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yomi?
I don't know which get some leaves in there. Burn some leaves. So him, Asha, lots of guys. So they have the same kind of music. Lots of strings, lots of
wind instruments.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of that as well. Piano music and all of that. So it's a fusion. I don't think we're appreciating these guys enough in Africa because it's a fusion of Western music, that Western influence, with traditional folk songs. So these guys, they go back, they dig deep, bring all those folk songs from...
And then stories.
Yeah, exactly.
They use storytelling in music. Yeah. And as long as there's a story behind a song, at least in their hearts, in their minds, that story, they're going to tell that story the best way they can. But then also you have to appreciate how the vocals come out.
Yeah.
They sound so, the passion, the emotion behind each word.
And it comes out, it's pretty deep and everything. You know, one of the things, this was the way, it was this kind of music fella used to sing back in the 60s before he became an activist. The reason he became an activist was because his family, they began to persecute his family. So he had to step up and begin to speak up. But before this time, you know, fella was into that high life, fusion of African high life with jazz, like proper contemporary jazz, John Coltrane and all of that. So you would hear things like...
You know, there's a lot of education behind this kind of music. There's a lot of learning. When you study music, there's a lot of math behind it. Even understanding those notes, those keys, how to use them, when to use them, the rules that need to be followed. And speaking of music and education, there was a young boy, I'm going to say young man, who apparently got a distinction in music after his father paid $21,000 US.
So that's trending
for his education at a particular school. And apparently, I don't know whether if he didn't show up for the math and English exam or he didn't pass the math and English exam. I don't know. There are different reports there, but wait. That's about 7.9 million naira.
Paid as school fees, and he got a distinction in music because it feels like that's what the young man is interested in.
Of course.
So
that's an A in music.
Yeah.
And music is a very technical subject. I have to say, like for those that have never studied actual music as a course, they won't understand it. But I'm not saying that, you know, you're supposed to fail the other ones. But I'm just saying for him to get a distinction in music, there's a message there.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's probably more interested in music than in anything else. So, I mean, I know that, so the story basically is the father was really upset that he either didn't sit or didn't show up for that exam at all. So, obviously, I mean, he's going to fail those.
Yeah, sure.
Except if the school has a way of, you know, helping him catch up, maybe later on rewrite the exam or whatever. But that's where he is. So his father was very upset and he hit him a few times in the video. I think that was his mother recording the video because she wasn't happy about that and everything. But online yesterday, most people were saying, oh, if that's the only beating he got. Because he gave him a few slaps. So people were saying,
visually slapping someone on video.
People were saying for like 10K that my father paid, the flogging was much more than that, you know, things like that. So you heard a lot of that online.
Definitely would never advocate for, you know, child abuse of any form, especially on live TV. But the truth is, man, what some people went through with the 20,000, 30,000 naira school fees that was paid, In comparison, it doesn't seem like
was
much.
Was that child abuse though? I mean, it's because it was caught on camera.
Yes, because
this
it's
is a
caught on
father
camera.
disciplining his child. You know, so he was enforcing some kind of discipline. Like you can't do this. You know, there's a reason why we're making this sacrifice for you.
Yeah.
Putting down $21,000. Sometimes it's not because the parents are that rich.
Yeah.
They just feel, look, I didn't get this kind of education. I want to give you the best. So
and the sacrifice, getting that money together, you don't know whether the father took a loan, you don't know whether he took out a second mortgage, you don't know how he gathered all that fund, but he's paid.
Exactly.
So it's now about the child's dedication to actually being at that school and making the best use of it.
Exactly. So
I had a problem with the fact that the mother was recording this.
Exactly. So that's the problem I had as well, because you know, you don't know what's happening behind behind closed doors and all of that. If a father wants to discipline his child, you can have a conversation with him if you feel, as the mother, if you feel like he's going too far, right? Or if it's happened before, and you can have a sit down with him. You know, yes, you can discipline our child. But, you know, exactly, but not recorded and then...
Discipline is just very different from Western discipline, obviously.
Yeah.
But I feel like the conversation was getting heated. That is what led to the slap. I feel like the father was trying to talk to the boy, and maybe the boy was giving some attitude, or maybe something else led to those slaps, really. I don't think it was the money.
It was the pain of the $21,000.
Are you sure?
At the end of the day, that beating was going to come. So you know how you can be loading up on your what do they call it now, on your offenses. So maybe the Popsy has been watching him for like 1 year. So this was just, you know,
everything
the tipping point.
Up.
And so when he got to that tipping point, he just, you know, gave it to him.
But wait, are you kidding me? As a wife, though, recording I don't think...
Even that was risky.
That was risky.
She recording it was risky.
Because, I don't know, the average Nigerian man might not accept that. I don't know if it was even a Nigerian family to begin with.
I don't think so. They had an accent. So
so
another African country, I think.
Goodness.
So I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
phone would still be whole.
As far as I'm concerned, a few slaps.
What was all right?
A few slaps is all right, but you know, again, depending, man was angry. You could see that he was visibly upset and all of that. Some people have gotten belts. Some have gotten koboko. Some have gotten the...
One more, 21,000. So that's
wire.
7.9 million naira. That's like the combined school fees of entire schools.
Imagine if they're giving him 21,000 lashes.
For each $1,000.
Yeah, 21,000 lashes with a whip or something like that. So you know, so I know that, you know, from generation to generation, the way parents punish their children has been changing.
Yeah.
So back in the day, it was a long whip. Or they would say, okay, go and cut your own cane and bring it. So you go outside, you break a branch, a little branch, and they flog you with it. And then kobokos later on.
Then I think belts, and then I think slippers, and now it's just hand. I mean,
exactly. And even with the hand, you know, you want to make sure that, okay, is the child still okay after you've beaten it? Just make sure that there are no wounds on his body or internal injuries. But yeah.
I've never been a fan of the physical. Making physical contact with a child.
In disciplining a child.
I've never been a fan. I'm not saying I've not done it before. I'm just saying I've never been a fan. Why? Because I actually feel at a point, children just feel, is that all? It doesn't actually connect.
Yeah.
There are some other punishments that, man, you know what? I feel like you could send that boy to military school.
Yeah.
You know,
after this whole process, I feel like the parents will have to then sit with the child. He's not even a child any longer. He's the boy. He's a young man. Sit with the young man and then have a discussion with him. What do you want to do? And then focus. He put his focus in that direction. If you want to send him to Juilliard or whatever, you can then do that later on.
That amount of money, I think you can afford one of those Ivy League music schools. And he apparently studied, he passed geography as well. So maybe he has a world tour in music coming up sometime soon. Speaking of music, we're going to be singing happy birthday to a few people after this break.
Business you are doing, that job that you are going to every morning. That person you are toasting, that husband, that wife that you have, that club you attend, that school you take your child to, that TV show you are watching, does it honor you? When you finish doing it, do you feel good about yourself? When you leave that your friend's house that has a lot of money, when you get back home, do you think to yourself, that was good, that made me feel good, that made me feel honored? Do you? If you don't feel honored by the experiences in your life, if it doesn't inspire you or empower you, if it doesn't strengthen your spirit or warm your heart, if the kinds of friends you are hanging out with, when you finish gisting with them, you go home in the night and you feel like your life, like you know how Yoruba people say, if you are the kind of, if you are surrounding yourself with people and situations that are constantly making you feel terrible, why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep going to a religious house that makes you feel terrible? Why do you keep taking advice from people that make you feel less than yourself? Why do you keep associating with friends that make you feel like you cannot achieve anything? Why do you keep asking people for things if they make you feel like there's something wrong with you? Really ask yourself, why are you constantly putting yourself in situations that don't honor you? You deserve to be treated well. You deserve to be treated with respect. Because you want something doesn't mean you should embarrass and disgrace yourself while trying to get it. You must do things in a way that when you get back home in the night, when you remember what you did, you think to yourself, I really like myself. I really admire myself.
Welcome back. Now, in the midst of everything, everything going on with the lockdown and all of that, we want you to have some joy.
Yes, find that joy. Bring that joy to someone else, and hopefully we brought some of that joy to you, and we're sharing as much of it as possible with you this morning. This is your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
Remember to count your blessings, wash your hands.
I like that.
You know how
count your blessings, wash your hands.
You know how they say, God helps those who help themselves. Heaven helps no.
Oh, well.
It's not scriptural though, but you can apply that.
We need to help ourselves.
Yeah, sanitize your hands, keep away from people, don't go visiting if you don't have to. And
it's gonna get you through this. Following those rules that everybody keeps talking about over and over again will get you through this. So it's not a waste of time. Don't get tired, just keep it going.
Yeah.
We also intend to help you get through this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. There's still quite a lot happening on the show.
Now, if you do not have to be out, stay indoors. If you're not essential services or you're not going to the market or the hospital, stay in your house. It's really, really important. My name is Yomi Owope.
And I'm Titilayo. Oyinsan. You can always choose to stream the show live on tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Remember to send in your comments across all our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
The TVC app is still very much available for you to download. Make sure you visit either Android or iOS store and have the app with you so you can watch us from anywhere in the world.
So straight to the rest of the highlights for this morning. We have a video featuring Chef Belinda, and she's going to be teaching us how to make black soup.
I'm really interested in that one. Black soup. I really want to learn that one. And then we have a discussion with Collins Nagugu on Skype. It's going to be on digital education in Africa and how ready we are for it. Now, Collins is a social entrepreneur and a technology innovator.
Now, Gregory Ejefo is going to be joining us on the show via Skype as well this season of social distancing. He holds the title to the 2017 AMVCA Best Actor in a Movie or Series.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Zoom conversation. And then we move on to another branch of the arts where we have some beautiful drawings. Isimi Taiwo will be joining us to talk about his brand of visual paintings.
Looking forward to it. And then we take you to Instagram Live, where we're going to be having a chat with Nollywood actor Jim Ike.
Yeah.
And you can catch on as well. Make sure that you can simulcast it on your Instagram and in front of your TV as well.
Yes, of course. If you go onto Instagram Live, you can also put in a comment there, ask questions live, so Jim Ike and ourselves, we can likely answer them. That should be interesting.
Yeah, it should be an interesting conversation. So as much as possible, you were talking about social distancing and just ensuring that you keep with the rules during this period is very important. Even as it's been said that the virus is spreading, but the reason why we're having these new numbers come in is because they have started house-to-house testing in some locations. So that's why the numbers are suddenly growing. Initially, they were waiting for people who were showing symptoms to come to the center. So, but now that they're going house-to-house, it then seems like, oh, suddenly the numbers are large, but it's because they're doing house-to-house. So people shouldn't panic. People shouldn't panic. Just relax, but make sure that you keep your distance. Don't respond to fear. Just make sure that during this period, wash your hands, keep your distance away from people, and don't go out if you don't have to.
I have noted that a lot more security guards, a lot more, traffic attendants and things like that are wearing masks, which is great. Even if you haven't been given a mask, you don't have to wait for the local pharmacies, the local chemists are all selling these masks now.
Yeah, even cloth masks.
Face coverings, the reusable ones that you can wash. Get one for yourself. Don't just wait for someone to give one to you.
WHO has also said that cloth masks are also effective.
Yes.
Because basically it's for you not to get any kind of fluids on your face. So that's important. So even a handkerchief or a bandana will work.
As long as, they advise using cotton. Cotton is the best option. If you can't find cotton, of course, others are okay, but cotton is the best option. So that's why handkerchiefs and bandanas do work. We have to take the news update now. And Nigeria has recorded 91 new cases of the coronavirus. This now brings the total number of cases to 873. 197 patients have been discharged, while the country has recorded 28 deaths. Of the 91 new cases, 74 are in Lagos, 5 in Katsina, 4 in Ogun, 2 in Edo, 1 each in Kwara, Oyo, Adamawa, and the FCT. In the meantime, the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 says the house-to-house cluster testing has been helpful in identifying more cases of the infection in the country. The team stressed that the number of cases are now increasing owing to the expansion of its testing capabilities.
It's the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 daily briefing to Nigerians. The PTF team noted that Nigeria is presently in the community transmission phase, hence the need for persons showing symptoms of the virus to go for testing. The team is particularly impressed that its door-to-door testing in some communities in Lagos and FCT has yielded positive results, with more cases of the virus recorded. The most affected states are Lagos, FCT, Kano, Borno, Ogun, and Katsina.
Now we are doing house-to-house and cluster testing for people who live in an environment where you have seen many positives. If you have seen many positives in a certain area, you send your men there to take samples to test in that area. That is like a cluster testing, which has been very helpful in being able to identify cases. That's why you see so many of them now being discovered in the Lagos area and also in Abuja.
They were also mindful of certain bottlenecks identified which presently hamper the efforts in carrying out easy samplings.
We're looking at every possibility when it comes to expanding testing. There are a lot of bottlenecks. Some of the bottlenecks are less to do with laboratories. They are more to do with the operational efficiency and also the availability of easy sampling sites. In Lagos, for instance, they have a lot of centers where people can go and get tested.
For multiple deaths recently recorded in Kano, the team says investigations are ongoing to ascertain the causes. On the issue of fake news flooding the social media, the task force team has assured that anyone found spreading such information will be apprehended.
I assure you that the security agencies are working around the clock to apprehend and unveil those who are behind this spate of fake news. Clearly, it's no use appealing to them. We'll stop appealing to them. And I can assure you that very soon they'll be unmasked and they'll be paraded.
More light was also shed on modalities for evacuating thousands of Nigerians who are presently trapped outside the country and wished to return.
We have a great responsibility to also ensure that these facilities are also there to deal with immediate challenges we're facing back home. But, you know, if the opportunity presents itself and we find that, you know, more facilities become available, then of course we would, you know, look at the possibility of expanding and increasing the numbers of people that we can bring back.
As the battle against the pandemic gets tougher, the PTF team remains optimistic about the outcome of its evaluation, which will be presented to the presidency. Abimbola Agbebi, TVC News, Lagos.
More than 300 nationals of the United Kingdom were on Wednesday airlifted from Nigeria by the British government. The exercise, which started last week, ends today with more than 1,000 persons airlifted so far. Persons being airlifted comprise those whose spouses live and work in the United Kingdom or persons who came for visitation in Nigeria. With the second batch yet to be decided, the High Commission has advised UK nationals to register online to increase their chance of returning during the pandemic. And that's all we have time for on the news updates right now.
So much, guys. As you can see, lately I've been working from home and I'm here for you and still your #1 breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Ben Fit. Today is going to be just a little bit body conditioning and I want you to repeat this exercise for 4 good times. Take your time. Each exercise lasts for 30 seconds and recovery period for 15 seconds. So if you're watching this, come on, don't just watch. I want you to stand up and let's work out. Alright, your very first exercise, you take it up, give me some walking, your knees down, double push up, that's good, take it up, and out. Woo. Let's repeat this exercise, go, come on, double push up, good job, plank, and take it up. But for those that can challenge, I give you double push-up, that's good, and okay, stop. I told you recover for 15 seconds. Your next exercise is going to be lunge. Alright, forward lunge, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, take it up and switch. Take your time and switch. You can as well condition your hand, keep your core tight, keep going. Don't forget, each exercise lasts for 30 seconds and you recover for 15 seconds. Keep going, you're almost there. Keep pushing. Of course, where can you get this? Wake Up Nigeria. You're almost there. Come on, come on. That's good. And stop. Good job. Relax it, relax it, relax it. Your next exercise, I take it forward and give you some reverse crunch, reverse lunge. Are you ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Take it back. Up. Good job. Come on, don't stop. Keep going. As you can see. Woo. Yes, yes, yes. That's good, that's good, that's good. These are exercises you can do in your living room. No gym, no problem. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's good, you're almost there. Keep pushing. Awesome. Good job. You have 3 seconds. Come on. And the last one. Relax it. I have 2 more exercises for you. I want you to do this exercise and trust me, you are good. Alright? All the way down. And take this side. Up.
and you crunch. Go. That's 1. Keep going. That's good. Awesome. That's good. That's good. Yes, for those that can't go on this space, always remember you have every grace to hold it down. Up, down. Woo. That's good. And stop. Alright? Another thing is, anything you do to the right side, you have to make it balance to the other side too. Are you ready? Always remember, up, high side plank, and alternate. That's good. Come on, go, 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 go. Yes. As I've told you earlier on, if you can hold it tight this way, just make sure, hold, up, and in. Good job. That's good. Come on. Ooh. You're almost there. Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, good job. The last exercise. Whew. I want you to give me that visit. Take it up. Whew. That's good. Come on, go. Yes. That's it, that's it. Good job. Hold it tight. It's not easy, man. But trust me, you can actually do it. Let's go, let's go. 3 seconds. For those that can't hold it tight, you make sure your elbow is down. Keep your legs straight and focus. You're almost there. 10 seconds to go. Come on, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's good, that's good. I want you to repeat this exercise 4 good times. Each exercise lasts for 30 seconds and you rest for 15 seconds. Still your #1 breakfast show. Don't go anywhere. The show continues.
Here today we're going to be making a lovely recipe, which is the black soup. Yes, I'm excited because it's actually my village, my local soup. This soup is very, very healthy and good for your bowels, you know. So we're going to make it of our very own grown leaves. Our very Niger leaves. This is uziza leaf, this is scent leaf, and this is bitter leaf. Then we have our rodo here, pepper, crayfish, pounded crayfish, actually pounded because I don't want it to be too smooth. Then we have our dried fish, smoked fish, then bomo, cow hides, what we like known as bomo. Then we have our cooked meat here, then salt, seasoning, and palm oil. For this, we're going to mix everything, all the leaves together, wash them together, then blend alongside with the pepper. So this is what we'll get after blending the leaf. This is what it will look like. We have a smooth puree here. So the next now, we go straight to the cooking. Since we have our meat boiled already, the stock is already on fire, and not so much because it's already puree, so it will not be too liquidy. The stock is on fire, so we introduce our meats and fish. Now we're introducing our fish, smoked fish, into the pot. The boiling stock, cow hides, cooked meat, and our crayfish. So this will cook for a little while. We'll cover to cook for like few minutes. So we'll come back and introduce the other ingredients. Wow. Mix everything. Okay, all the ingredients now they boiled together. So we're going to introduce the palm oil into it. Yeah. The palm oil. Then because I've already boiled the meat with salt and seasoning, I'll just put little. After adding, I will have to taste it first after adding the leaf. So now we'll pour our puree. have to taste it before you add more salt or seasoning. If you need, then you add. If not, so after pouring everything, we'll leave it again. Let it boil up. Okay, our soup is set. You can see the omebe of my people call it omebe. You can see it's actually black. That's why they call it black soup, because of the dark color it has. But we're going to be serving this yummy delicacy with pounded yam. Yes, so our soup is set. Our food is ready. Our black soup with pounded yam. You know, I'm so excited because I have so many memories attached to this soup. When you are making your village soup, you understand. So you can actually take this on your own without any swallow, without any swallow. Just take it, usually for dinner. Just sip with your spoon and chew your meat. Go to bed. When you wake up, your bowel will thank you because it's very healthy and yummy. So for now, it's bye. I just can't wait to enjoy my delicacy.
Thank you so much for that. So the black soup actually looks black. Yeah, I get it, but it also looks very, very tasty. Thank you so much for that one, Chef. It's time to talk art, and Isimi Taiwo is our guy this morning, popularly known as Isimism. He's a forerunner of hyperrealism in Nigeria and focuses on surrealistic approach of visually expressing his emotions and life experiences. Now, he works with different mediums, but mostly uses oil and pencil. And it's great to have you on standby. Hi.
Hello.
Good morning. Now,
Morning.
it's great to have you on air with us. Okay.
Nice to be here too.
All right then. So let's talk a bit about this hyperrealism that you make look so easy. Where do the ideas come from? Do these images actually really exist and then you copy them, or do they come from somewhere in your mind and you just develop these images? And then I guess the next question is, what inspired you to go in that particular direction?
Well, hyperrealism is a relatively new movement. You know, it actually deals with being able to render pictures which are of like really high definition, look like high definition pictures with a lot of background narratives to it, and religious themes, you know, attributed to it. What really made me go into it, I've been really into hyperrealism for quite a while, you know. It was a dilemma, actually. I had to decide on whether I wanted to be a career artist or just stay with the normal white-collar job. And I needed to put my feelings into my art, you know. So I decided to do a walk titled "Where Do I Go From Here?" And that's really what kickstarted it, you know. So basically, I've been doing that for past 8-9 years, you know, since 2011.
All right. So I have to ask, the mediums you use, when I say mediums, I'm talking about what you use to create your art. How real it looks, is it dependent on the medium? Or can you use any medium to create these very real, surreal looking paintings?
Okay, well, definitely you can use, not all mediums, but the major mediums usually is pencil, and oil on canvas, acrylic. Those are the ones that are flexible enough to create hyper-realistic works. As you can see, if you have any of my works right there displayed, you would see I work with pencil and oil the most, oil on canvas and pencil. But you can do that with even watercolor, gouache. It depends on how how good the artist is.
Now, one thing I have noted is that there's so much detail in your images, in your works. I'm wondering how long it takes you to make a simple painting. Now, I saw a painting of a dog that looked like, was that a drawing or a painting? It looked like there was a lot of water around the dog. How long did it take you to put that particular one together? Can you tell me?
I did 3 different drawings. I'm not too sure about the particular one, but was it like landscape?
It was the face of a dog, a very happy-looking dog with a lot of water, or maybe it's saliva around the dog's mouth. This one, yes, this one, yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's a dog under attack.
That is. Oh, okay. Well, it depends on the size. It depends on how complex the reference I'm using is. Okay, that's my dog, by the way. His name is Caesar. And so I titled it The Baptism of Caesar.
Wow.
And the next one, C, is Caesar's Euphoria. And then the third one is Rejuvenation. And I titled it, I did that because it's a reflection of some of my experiences. Like the Baptism of Caesar was when I made my transfer from mechanical engineering in my final year to creative art, you know, to pursue my career in art, you know, which was a big leap. And that change was more like a baptism to me. And the euphoria was what I tried to visually explain, all the emotions and all that I had to go through when I changed my department, you know, to creative art, because art was an entirely different department. You know, I got to experience the real person that I am. My own personality came out at that time. And then the rejuvenation is to rejuvenate, of course, the damages I probably incurred over the years after 7 years.
You mean financially? You mean financially?
Yeah. Everything, emotionally, majorly emotionally, because, you know, I did experience a lot of things. Yeah.
Now, I have to say a big thank you to you, Titilayo, for joining us on the show today. Your works are absolutely beautiful, and I wish I had even just like 1/10 of your gift to put art out there like that. It's a really powerful thing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
I'm actually sharing my gift, so if you want, you can come and
no problem. I will definitely take you up on that offer. Thank you so much for joining us. We have to take a quick break now, but there's still so much more on Wake Up Nigeria.
That's a very nice video there, and really exciting stuff that we're doing on the show. Now, joining us this morning also is, he's joining us via Skype, a fast-rising Nollywood actor. His name is Gregory Ejiofor. He is also a voice artist, an events manager, and a model. He was a 2007 winner of Best Actor in Drama at the Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards for his role in the movie Encounter. He has several other awards to his name, like the Most Promising Act at the City People Entertainment Awards and Best Supporting Act at the African Movie Academy Awards. And is joining us right now. Hey, Greg.
Hi.
Can you hear me, Greg? Hey, what's up? How's it going?
I'm all right. I'm okay. Still alive. Still locked down.
Yeah. So talk to us about what you have been up to during this lockdown. It's been many weeks, and it looks like it's stretching out till the end of the month. What have you been doing with yourself?
Actually, I've been self-developing. I've been trying to work on my art because I do hopefully think that when this is called off, there's going to be need for more content creation because the break has made a lot of people consume the already available content. So just to make sure I'm not the same old Greg, the same old teddy bear everybody is used to, because people easily get tired of the same thing. I have just made sure I'm updating my skills, watching new movies, watching online YouTube videos. I've also done a couple of skits. I have that on my Instagram handle at Gregory Odefakeli skits to also keep people entertained. Then I'll be connecting with family and friends.
Yeah.
This is a good opportunity to reconnect because we're very busy these days. It's nobody's fault, life is crazy. We need to do what we've got to do. So connecting with friends and family, phone calls, WhatsApp video calls, and all that. Yeah, that's basically been praying. I've been praying because this needs to end quickly. I'm telling you, it needs to end quickly. I don't think we are.
Amen. Amen to that. Amen to that. Now, a number of actors that we've spoken to over the last few weeks or so have said to us that they were on a number of projects, and in fact, a number of movie premieres that they were set to attend, and all of that were supposed to come up in the months of March and April have been moved, and essentially work has stopped for them. And I know that you're home developing yourself and expanding your craft, but were there a number of movie projects that were supposed to be out that you were on during this period?
Yes, yes, quite a couple actually. There is one titled Double Strings, produced by Lily Affair. That was supposed to be out. I was working on a series that was stopped abruptly. I kind of wish it wasn't stopped because it was very good, a couple others, the names don't come to mind right now. And I was scheduled to film about 2 other movies as well. But right now, everything's on lockdown. I just decided to take it off my mind for now because this is indefinite and I hate to allow anxiety in. So I just shut that out of my mind, focus on improving and focus on hoping and praying for the best for this.
I like that. I like that, what you said about not allowing anxiety, because that can happen sometimes, especially when people start feeling, when it begins to impact people's pockets and their sources of income and all of that. So how do you cope with anxiety? I'm sure it's going to be instructive to a number of people watching right now as well, because people are getting anxious and they're wondering, okay, if this doesn't end, especially for people who earn salaries. I mean, as an actor, you're a bit different. You can do a few movies in a year, but there are people who earn salaries. How do you cope with anxiety? I mean, you've talked about prayer. Obviously, that's the first thing that you do. But is there any other thing that you do that people can learn from?
Like I said before, just shut it out. There is that thing that tells you worry. What if this? What if that? Are you sure you can? Are you sure you can't? I tend to tell people what I can do, I will do. What I know for sure that I can't do, I wouldn't bother about it. Okay, focus on your strengths. When these questions start to come, just try to shut them out, because at this point in time, there's really nothing we can do about it. Nothing. So think of an alternative. What else can I do while this whole thing happens? So if you like to read, start consuming books. Go online. I thank God for the internet. There is nothing, I mean, absolutely nothing that you cannot get on the internet. You can get books. Even a couple of universities are offering online courses on the internet, videos, ABC of stuff, how to do anything. You can learn anything in this period. Use that to apply yourself. Learn the skill. Learn trading forex. Learn trading options. Learn weaving. Learn video editing. Just take your mind of that which can give you that anxiety. Because anxiety at a heightened level can lead to depression. It's the beginning of a mental journey, and if it's not properly handled, it could go south. So stay away from that. Yeah, you can think about it once in a while, but just use this formula. Think about it for 1 minute, work on something else for 59 minutes. So in an hour, you are more productive than you are busy thinking about something that you have no control.
Yeah, I mean, these things are very instructive. As simple as they sound, they're actually very instructive, and they can actually change a life. Talking to us about some of these things. I know you also put a smile on people's faces on your social media, dropping a few skits and all of that. I saw one TikTok video as well. So when you have other people in your TikTok videos, how do you guys merge it? What do you do? How does it all come together, especially your skits that has other people inside?
The skits with other people inside, I sort of video edits. I take their parts and my part, and I felt like put it up together to create one single video. That's how we go about it now, because you really can't come in contact with anyone that isn't currently with you or hasn't been with you this past few weeks to be sure that they are infected.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. Everybody's shooting from and sending it to whoever, putting it together. And for TikTok, I'm a bit worried about TikTok now. I have a video about certain security content. So,
yeah.
So just take what I have pending when there's a change in that. So I pick video from TikTok too. With my part and
yeah, thank you so much, Gregory, for joining us this morning. We're looking forward to the rest of 2020, and hopefully, if things suddenly change, hopefully before the end of the month, we know that all the projects that are on standby will eventually come out sometime this year.
So, can I drop one very major advice before I go?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
To all those selling essentials, the face masks, the hand gloves, sanitizers, food, medicines. There's a difference between making money during a pandemic and making money off a pandemic. This is not the time to make money by exploiting people or taking these things out of the reach of the common man. If we cannot afford the safety gadgets, we tend to increase the spread. If we cannot afford food, we tend to die of hunger. So for those of us who want to make money from this, increase your production, increase your supply, and continue to make the profit you were making before, but now it's going to come in more, rather than increasing the prices of these things. Please, let us not kill ourselves before the virus gets us. Greg says.
Wow, that's deep, and thank you so much for that piece of advice. And hopefully there are a few people who manufacture things that are listening right now. Thank you so much, Gregory Ejiofor, for joining us this morning. And hopefully we'll be in touch with you later on. Quick break now, and the final hour of Wake Up Nigeria starts in a moment. Well, the sun still shines, and we like to think that your TV just stays tuned to TVC every single day.
Surely better days are coming, and COVID-19, of course, will make history books. There are a lot of lessons from this for future generations to learn from. And
what do they say? There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Definitely, definitely.
We're just about to turn the corner, hopefully, and things
just
are
need
about
to
to
hang
change.
in there. You just need to hang in there. You need to just stay safe, stay alive. As long as there's life, there's hope.
Yeah, we've got 45 minutes left on the show for you, so make sure you stick around with us.
Spend those minutes with us, please. There's no better way to start your morning, we promise you. And we love nothing more than to spend our time in the morning with you as well. My name is Titilayo Oyinsan.
And I'm Yomi Owope, keeping my distance from her.
You better just stay over there. We have a website you can visit if you want to stream the show, please go to tvcentertainment.tv or visit Facebook at TVC Connect. We're also streaming from there.
Yes, indeed. We're also online. You can send in your comments across all our social media platforms.
Yep.
And download our app, both on the Android and iOS stores. This app lets you watch us anywhere in the world.
And of course, in 180 seconds, we'll be bringing you one of those places from around the world, one of the most beautiful resorts that Nigeria has to offer. We'll be showing you that in a bit.
Yeah. You can take that trip in your mind. Take that trip in your mind, this period. And then we have a discussion with Collins Nabugu on Skype on digital education in Africa. And are we truly ready for this? Now, Collins is a social entrepreneur and a tech innovator.
It's going to be an interesting conversation. And as far as Nollywood is concerned, it doesn't get much better than our guest for this morning. His name is Jim Ike. And that conversation is going to be happening live on Instagram. You can join us, and if you have the chance to, in fact, just make sure you're on Instagram at that same time so you can post your comments, you can send in messages, ask questions, and we'll be able to communicate.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun with Jim Ike.
Instagram Live.
One of the things that we didn't add is that he's like a fashion icon.
He is, actually.
He's like a fashion icon. Jim Ike can wear anything and it looks good. Like he can wear like a pink suit.
Yeah.
Or
I think
purple blazer.
You need to have a certain level of confidence to pull off some outfits.
Yeah.
Sometimes you could even be wearing something that's cheaper than 5,000 naira, and the confidence with which you wear it makes it look like it's 5 million naira used on it.
And body type also is important. There are certain people who.
Okay, well, if you have to look after yourself.
Exactly. So you wear something that's good for you. Mm-hmm. So something that looks good on somebody else doesn't mean that it will look good on you. So it's not just about saying, give me those clothes that you're wearing, let me wear. It's about understanding what you are supposed to be wearing at every point.
But one thing I have noted is that a lot of people's wardrobes are just on pause, like everything else. Nobody's going into the wardrobe to get all those flashy clothes out. Right now, the most comfortable clothes to wear are like track suits, shorts,
you're just chilling at home.
Singlets.
Well,
people are just chilling.
We don't have that luxury. We still have to dress up for TV.
Speaking of, hey, I don't know whether this is like selling market or something, but I'm like, if there are Nigerian designers right now that have nowhere else to put their clothes right now, you can put it on Yomi, You can put it on me.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you can put it on me. We could wear them on the show for you because right now we're not going to boutiques to buy clothes right now. So we actually need the support as well right now.
I'm not looking for free stuff though.
No, it's not free stuff.
Please don't send me free stuff.
It's not free stuff. Yeah. It's not free stuff. It's
supporting
our Nigerian designers.
I'll pay my way through this. Yeah, anyway, we have to take the news now, and Titi is on standby with us.
Nigeria has recorded 91 new cases of the coronavirus. This now brings the total number of cases to 873. 197 patients have been discharged, while the country has recorded 28 deaths. Of the 91 new cases, 74 are in Lagos, 5 in Katsina, 4 in Ogun, 2 in Edo, and 1 each in Kwara, Oyo, Adamawa, and the FCT. In the meantime, the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 says the house-to-house cluster testing has been helpful in identifying more cases of the infection in the country. The team stressed that the number of cases are now increasing owing to the expansion of its testing capacities.
It's the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 daily briefing to Nigerians. The PTF team noted that Nigeria is presently in the community transmission phase, hence the need for persons showing symptoms of the virus to go for testing. The team is particularly impressed that its door-to-door testing in some communities in Lagos and FCT has yielded positive results with more cases of the virus recorded. The most affected states are Lagos, FCT, Kano, Borno, Ogun, and Katsina.
Now we are doing house-to-house and cluster testing for people who live in an environment where you have seen many positives. If you have seen many positives in a certain area, you send your men there to take samples to test in that area. That is like a cluster testing, which has been very helpful in being able to identify cases. That's why you see so many of them now being discovered in the Lagos area and also in Abuja.
They were also mindful of certain bottlenecks identified which presently hamper the efforts in carrying out easy samplings.
We are looking at every possibility when it comes to expanding testing. There are a lot of bottlenecks. Some of the bottlenecks are less to do with laboratories. They are more to do with the operational efficiency and also the availability of easy sampling sites. In Lagos, for instance, they have a lot of centers where people can go and get tested.
For multiple deaths recently recorded in Kano, the team says investigations are ongoing to ascertain the causes. On the issue of fake news flooding the social media, the task force team has assured that anyone found spreading such information will be apprehended.
I assure you that the security agencies are working around the clock to apprehend and unveil those who are behind this spate of fake news. Clearly, it's no use appealing to them. We stop appealing to them. And I can assure you that very soon, they'll be unmasked and they'll be paraded.
More light was also shed on modalities for evacuating thousands of Nigerians who are presently trapped outside the country and wish to return.
We have a great responsibility to also ensure that these facilities are also there to deal with immediate challenges we're facing back home. But, if the opportunity presents itself and we find that, more facilities become available, then of course we would, look at the possibility of expanding and increasing the numbers of people that we can bring back.
As the battle against the pandemic gets tougher, the PTF team remains optimistic about the outcome of its evaluation, which will be presented to the presidency. Abimbola Agbebi, TVC News, Lagos.
And that's it on the news updates for Wake Up Nigeria for this morning. Yomi will be taking sports.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, Titi. Now, world number one Novak Djokovic has said he is opposed to compulsory coronavirus vaccination as a condition for a return to tennis action. There have been calls for players and officials to be vaccinated before the season eventually resumes, but Djokovic says he may consider his future in the sport if such conditions are imposed on every player. Former world number one Amelia Moseremo, in a tweet last month, said tennis should not resume unless players can be vaccinated. Tennis governing bodies have suspended all tournaments until the 13th of July, with Wimbledon cancelled and the French Open postponed until September. Now, Roger Federer has called for a merger between the men's ATP Tour and WTA, which runs the women's circuit. Tennis has waded through a lengthy coronavirus shutdown with lower-level professionals in deep financial crisis. The tennis season was suspended in March due to COVID-19 pandemic, and the hiatus will continue until mid-July. The disruption has deprived lower-level players who depend solely on tournament winnings of the chance to earn a living. Northern Ireland manager Michael O'Neill has quit his job after 8 years in charge due to the proposed rescheduling of international fixtures caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. O'Neill was supposed to oversee Northern Ireland's Euro 2020 playoff semi-final away to Bosnia and Herzegovina, which was initially scheduled for the 26th of March. O'Neill took charge of Northern Ireland in 2011 and oversaw their qualification for Euro 2016, the nation's first major international tournament in 30 years, where they were knocked out in the last 16.
But it's just as possibly as difficult place as you could come to try and get that high note. But, we finished the qualification campaign, home and away to obviously Germany and Holland.
Well, that's it on the sports update on Wake Up Nigeria for today. We're going to take a quick break now and continue with the show.
Welcome to 180 seconds travel. So fasten your seatbelt because it is going to be a fun ride. Obudu Mountain Resort, formerly known as the Obudu Cattle Ranch, is a ranch and resort on the Obudu Plateau in Cross River State, Nigeria. Approximately 110 kilometers east of the town of Ogoja and 65 kilometers from the town of Obudu in Obanliko local government area of Cross River State. Fun knows no end at Obudu Mountain Resort. The resort is always bubbling during the festive periods. The weather during this period is also favorable as the festive period falls within the dry season in Cross River, where Obudu Mountain Resort is located. You can let loose with activities like swimming, horse riding, sightseeing, camping, and hiking. The Canopy Walkaway is a swinging bridge suspended in the air at exactly 70 meters above the forest floor. While on the Canopy Walkaway, you can look for a little lookout spot where you can catch a glimpse of Nigeria's beautiful forest. Being a leading vacation spot in Africa, Obudu Mountain Resort features local African restaurants rich in Calabar staple food. Afang soup, Edikaikong soup, Editon soup, and a whole lot more are available in the ancient city. Is it the taste or the appearance of the Calabar food that draws a large crowd of tourists? Well, you will never find out until you visit the resort. The ranch has in recent times seen an influx of both Nigerian and international tourists because of the development of tourist facilities by Cross River State government, which has turned the ranch into a well-known holiday and tourist resort center in Nigeria. It has a serene climate compared to other regions in Nigeria also. So, if you're looking towards having fun in Nigeria, take that adventure holiday you have been thinking and you won't regret visiting Obudu Mountain Resort. That's it on 180 seconds travel. Keep seeing the world.
That's very nice. So if you're thinking of going on a trip after this entire lockdown and COVID-19 pandemic, yeah, you can start doing your planning for the next few months. Now, I've got Collins Nwabugu. Now, he is a social entrepreneur and a tech innovator. He's also a speaker who believes empowering the youth is the answer to empowering Africa. I like that. Now, he is currently set to launch an e-learning app that will educate the youths through technology. Now, his discussion this morning with us is focused on digital education in Africa and how ready Nigeria and Africa are for it. It looks like whether we're ready or not, we've been plunged into it with this COVID-19 pandemic that's going on. But hi, Collins, how you doing?
Hi, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, TVC. Good morning, Lagos.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Now, we're asking the question, are we ready? But it looks like ready or not, it's here. We have to be ready for e-learning, and it looks like we're scrambling. But are we catching up? Are we doing everything that is necessary to be a part of this e-learning essentially revolution that's going on right now all over the world?
Thank you so much, TVC. Well, whether we're ready or not, it's a question for another day. But the whole of last year, towards the last quarter of last year, I went around media houses, including TVC, advocating for Africa to be ready to get set for the fourth industrial revolution. Now, over the years, we were always talking about the fourth industrial revolution, which was imminent, but it's here upon us. No one knew it was going to be ushered in by a virus that is global pandemic. But right now, this is the reality because Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, according to LinkedIn, is home to 15% of the world's working age population. And 60% of growth will also happen by the year 2030. That means that by the year 2030, talking about just a decade from now, 1/4 of the world's working population will be living in Africa. It will be the young people that you see today without opportunity or with opportunity. So that brings a lot of responsibility for Africa to grow and train the young Africans to be ready for the fourth industrial revolution. By fourth industrial revolution, we're already talking about the disruptive occurrences that will happen, that are already happening in the tech world, where you have trends such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, 5G, connected devices. You'll be talking about virtual learning, remote work, which is what we are basically seeing right now. So whether we like it or not, it is already happening. No one knew in the past month or 2 months ago, if he had told the president of Nigeria that in April 2020, he will be in Asorok doing video conferences with the governors and other heads of states across the world, I'm sure he wouldn't have believed that. But here it is upon us right now, and we have to brace up for the realities of the fourth industrial revolution.
All right.
And one of it,
I wanted to say, Collins, I mean, right now in Nigeria, like you were saying, all the way from Aso Rock to the state government houses, different companies and all of that, everyone is trying to get online to engage with their followers. Even the churches are doing it. Now, the major catchments that we have in a country like Nigeria would be government, and of course the corporate sector, and then the education sector, whether we're talking the tertiary institutions, secondary schools, primary schools, and all of that. What are the things that need to be in place now, in the immediate, for us to have a proper and a seamless process for either e-learning, when it comes to education, e-governance when it comes to engaging with the people and also engaging with civil servants and all of that, and then from the corporate sector? What are the things that are most critical now, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's policy? What are the things that need to be done immediately to get us to that place where we need to be, where if for instance, people are going to be doing digital for the next maybe few weeks, 1 or 2 months, the things that need to be done immediately and that policymakers must put in place?
Our first thing is the body language. For government to provide the right policies, provide the right enabling environment for tech to operate and to thrive. Technology cannot thrive without an ecosystem. So the most important thing for a tech environment or a tech community to exist is that ecosystem, which actually brings all the people, all the players, all the stakeholders in the value chain. And here we're not talking about consumers, because Nigeria is a consumer economy, both in tech and consumable goods and all. So here we're talking about producers, we're talking about creators, we're talking about innovators, inventors, people who operate in the ecosystem. I'll give you a practical example. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. There would have been a big difference if he was born outside of America or outside of Silicon Valley. His success could largely be attributed to the environment where he grew up in, because in Palo Alto, in Silicon Valley, in California, the ecosystem for entrepreneurs and for startups is very, very thriving. So what Nigeria needs the most is an ecosystem for the government, the federal government of Nigeria, and of course state governments, up to the local governments, to build an ecosystems for startups, for entrepreneurs, and of course the training. Like right now, I have a major solution called the Cyber Future Academy. This is because we have seen the challenges of Nigeria with topography, with data delivery and everything, and we realized that the most effective means or tools or platform to deliver a lecture or to deliver information to Nigerians is through mobile telephony. Because you might be shocked to know that Nigeria is one of the countries with the highest number of mobile phone usage. Yes, because you're talking about a country with a history of transitioning from zero phones to mobile phones. unlike in America or in the West, where people up to now still use their land phone. Nigerians are mobile phone, enthusiasts. And of course, also given the fact that the Chinese mobile phones, such as Tecno, Infinix, and all these low-end and low-range phones have been very popular in Nigeria and Africa, getting into the hands of the low-class citizens who don't have enough money to buy the Apple and the other high-end phones. So this gives us a very great advantage and leverage to get across to even the woman on the roadside selling akara has a mobile phone.
I want
that is why
Yeah, thanks, Collins. I wanted us, we have to round off very shortly, but when you mentioned the woman on the side of the road, that immediately just brings me to how we can make this, the technology widespread. At this time, it feels like a lot of people who are in this tech sector are doing it for profit. So they're always thinking about the money, what they're going to get back from whatever investments that they're making in infrastructure. And it also feels like a lot of the companies that are involved in this, whether it's the telecoms companies or the people providing infrastructure on the other hand as well, it seems like they're not working together, which is why a lot of these things are very expensive and prohibitive to people that are poorer. What are the things that you need to be done in this area if you're going to make this widespread and reach a larger number of the population, especially the poor, those who cannot afford to educate themselves online? Say, for instance, parents that they're not so rich, but they want to send their children to school. They want their children to attend class online. How are they going to be able to afford data to be able to do that, for instance, or even afford a cellular phone to do that? What would be your recommendation in this area?
Okay, right now you have two divides. You have to have the current situation, current season we're in, which is the COVID season, and then you have to have the post-COVID era. These are two different dynamics. So what happens now cannot be used to replicate post-COVID, right? Because right now we're dealing with interventions and emergencies in the leave. So in the short term, during the COVID, what government and players and the telcos and stakeholders do is to subsidize. Basically, that's what the economy requires, to subsidize data subscription, subsidize the hardware, cost of hardware and all that, just to get people to get off the COVID season. Like on our platform, on the Cyber Future Academy platform, we also have provision where we want to give free tuition to kids, to students at home, and we are also calling on philanthropists and foundations and governments and donor agencies. They could sponsor the kids to go to attend the academy, because with the kids staying at home for longer, that could be dangerous for the society. They could pose some danger, and of course to their brain growth. It's not good.
Yeah.
This is what other countries.
Yes, indeed. Thanks so much, Collins, for that and your recommendations, and also shedding some light on what we need to do, building the right ecosystem for us to be able to thrive in all our sectors as a country. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Collins.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning.
All right. So Africa is ready for this future, and hopefully we're going to thrive in it as well. Quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be live on Instagram with the one and only G-Mike.
That is so
There
much
you
better.
go. Yeah, this is much better.
So can you see the questions from there? Can you read them?
I'm trying to read
The names?
I'm trying to read the names. I'm just reading names basically. Hi, good morning, Seba Consultancy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you need to turn it just a little.
I'm trying to see. It says go live with. It's not showing yet.
We are live on Instagram and at the same time live on air. Isn't technology just amazing?
Yeah, we're just talking about technology just now. So it's really good.
Yomi's looking at you through that screen, and I'm looking at you through here.
Yeah.
Someone tried to call us up just now, and it's actually possible for us to take your calls right now on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
I know it looks weird, Yomi looking that
So
way.
I'm seeing
it's because he's looking at the phone.
Yeah, I'm seeing an Adeyemi Kafayat.
Okay.
I'm seeing Olani Olabode. SC Kalu.
At you through here.
Yeah. I'm seeing.
Someone tried to call Instagram Live.
Yeah.
I know it looks weird. You're looking that
So
way.
I'm seeing
It's because he's looking at the phone.
yeah, I'm seeing an Adeyemi Kafayat.
Okay.
I'm seeing Olani Olabode. SC Kalu.
Yeah?
There's Edval 042. Yeah, I'm seeing an Adeyemi. Extone UC. I'm seeing Olani.
Okay, so who else? I think we have a call.
Helen. Okay, so we have 3 people trying to call in.
We have a call right there. So
Okay.
who do you want to? Let's select one.
Okay, let's see. Okay, this guy,
Yeah,
Usman Abdullahi. Let's see whether.
Let's see. Are you there?
Okay.
Right at the top. Okay.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see whether.
We're trying to take a call.
We're trying to see what we're trying to.
And it's interesting.
We're trying to add
process.
someone.
We're trying to figure out how to connect with our viewers as much as possible. And we're hoping to be able to have someone at home right now connect with us live on the show.
But it doesn't seem like.
And
Okay,
of course,
so
for
waiting
you
for IB Jago.
to show right on air with the millions of people watching right now. We're trying to connect. We have someone. It seems we have someone.
Hi.
It's connecting very slowly. It seems like it's connecting very slowly. Okay.
Okay, there he is.
Hi. Able to have someone at home right now
Who can see us? But it doesn't seem like.
And
Okay,
of
so
course, for
waiting for
you
IB Jago.
to show right on air with the millions of people watching right now. We're trying to connect. We have someone. It seems we have someone.
Hi.
It's connecting very slowly. It seems like it's connecting very slowly. Okay.
Okay, there he is.
Hi.
Morning.
What's your name?
Hello, good morning. My name is Ibrahim.
How's it going? Can we see that on the screen? Is he on TV?
Can. Yeah, he's on TV. He's on TV right now.
How's it going?
Yeah.
How are you handling the quarantine? I hope you're good.
Yeah, we're good, just managing, you know.
Just managing, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And thank you for joining us on the show. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing here. I hope you're staying safe, keeping your hands clean, and staying away from crowds and from people.
Yeah. I'm just staying indoors just to stay safe.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well done, man. Well done. Did you have anything to say?
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm wondering, what do you miss most about, going out? What do you miss most?
Oh, my friends.
Misses his friends.
Oh,
we gotta go. Do we have more?
We might have time for one more. There's a caller right there standing by.
Okay, a bunch of callers.
Yeah, let's see. Who can we take? Something we should do a lot more often.
We should.
Because
now that it
we
works
get to
just
actually
fine.
be part of your breakfast. Now, you could be having breakfast one day and we would ask you to call us up.
Yeah, we have lots of people
and we'll be able
trying to
to
join.
find out and see what you're eating.
Lots of people trying to
join you for breakfast, literally, live on IG.
There's somebody called Tasty
so
Thrills.
Make sure
Let's
you
see whether they can
stay with TVC. We're going to be doing a lot more interactive online sessions since everyone is going online now. But make sure you're following at TVC Connect. All right.
Yeah, it looks like
Thank you so much
we're going to be ending this right now.
Yes.
Right?
Thanks for
So,
everyone
guys,
who tried to call in.
Yeah, we have to go.
We have to wrap up the show now. But there are still people online. There's still
There
people
are
online
still lots
right
of people
now with us.
online as well.
But we're going to
thank
be
you so
back
much.
here bright and early tomorrow morning.
It's been good. It's been good. And thank you to everybody who tried to join the live.
Yeah.
Just within 5 minutes or so, we had over 50 people joining and just trying to call in and see us live on the show. But it's been good.
Stay safe, everyone. Wash your hands. Stay home. It's for your own good as well as that of your family. We'll be back here again tomorrow, 6 a.m. Have a great day.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.